There is a beautiful story in our culture where a young man comes to a karate master and is hungry to learn karate. He's confused when the master puts him to washing cars with the instruction, wax on, wax off. Then, at a certain moment, after months of unexplained and tedious drilling, the master calls out, wax on, wax off. All of a sudden, the novice realizes he is prepared to move into apprenticeship from the seemingly unrelated repeats of his novice practice. From having fulfilled the requests of the master even without understanding everything, or even anything, he is now able to embody karate. The novice is in the process of being remade into something new. They cannot rest on their old way of being and acting. I am reminded of Michelangelo's sentiment that every block of stone already had the wondrous sculpture within it. It only takes the chisel and the vision of a master sculptor to discover it. The novice needs new thoughts, new emotions, new beliefs, new muscle kinetics, new environments, and so on. These new needs are shaped by incorporating daily practices. All of my upcoming videos in this series for the next long while will be regarding learning and practice for the novice magician. Hopefully you've been giving some serious thought to what life art you intend to dedicate yourself to as a novice magician. While I have taken care to teach you that magic is ordinary and effective, and that all human method is magic, and that the more exotic is not the more magic, nevertheless, I know that most of you are naturally thinking things along the lines of, but when do we get to levitate? We want to do an exciting magical act. By tomorrow, bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. I was pondering this in connection with the question that many of you may also have. I am willing to submit to the master of the art I seek, but what or who is my master? Who or what is the being or essence at the center of my chosen art? And remember that your master is not a human, unless you intend to undertake art that serves and is served by humans. A human master magician may be your mentor, but they will point you to the master of the art. As I said, I was pondering this, knowing I would be writing this lesson today. Not really expecting too much, because I am no master levitator. But I was answered immediately, surprising even myself. This master wanted to share, and has been waiting for anyone to care. If I was an individual who chose levitation and flying as my art, I would immerse myself into anything and everything that had anything to do with it, even if it didn't fit my first picture. I would learn about Asian monks who leap like flight in trance. I would learn about yogis who sit and levitate. I would learn in detail about the story of the Wright brothers inventing the airplane. I would learn all about air and air molecules and how air behaves. I would learn about bird and insect wings. And by the way, if possible, and I know it's not possible for everyone, so it's okay if it's not, but if possible, I would go in person to these things. Like I would go to a flight museum, not just, watching a few videos or something, or go to talk to a biology professor that focuses on birds. There's probably a name for that. See, I don't even know. So try to meet people who already have this affinity, right? And I would buy a hoverboard and hover myself everywhere. And after all, a hoverboard is magic. If you levitate about on a hoverboard, you have accepted the levitation appearance into your experience. So all of these images and invitations poured into me that I just shared with you. They were like pouring into me as images. And I felt the great laughter in air and flying. Oh, dear humans, they insist on flying. And I heard the master's name. For me, it came as Master Flight. If you feel an affinity for Master Flight, then this may actually be your art, or one of them. Dear Master Flight, I give you my greeting, and I submit myself to your magic and your tutelage. If the picture I've just painted sounds pretty tedious, and you just want to bibbidi-bobbidi-boo and be a few feet in the air with people around you clapping, then may I suggest that you have no love for levitation or flight, really, and you only want some rush of specialness, and flight could be that crown you want. And this goes for any kind of art, and understanding why you want it. If you are stuck on ecstasy or specialness, you need healing, not magic. Living within an art ought to be deeply pleasing to you in the tiniest and continuous ways of the present, not only the arrival at or accomplishment of some imagined objective. So, if you are feeling an affinity but don't know exactly what your submission needs to be, do as I did to ponder and be open. And it may not take just once, but begin to move into that kind of immersion, and the Master will reveal itself to you. All beings do love being in relationship with humankind. Right now in our world there is a lot of fear of humankind for good reason, but that is not actually natural. What is natural is the desire of all the children of the earth to be in connection. If you immerse in your affinity, you will also begin to comprehend the requests made of you. Using the same example, if you have an affinity to air and flight, you might begin to feel the crying of polluted air. You might begin to have a desire to be of service to clean air. You might feel the invitation in the breeze that rushes by, asking you to dance with it. If you follow your affinity with honor and hearing, you will be communicated with in a way you can comprehend. The earth and its children long for the love of humankind. They want to be seen and heard. If you let them in, they'll let you in. Over time, proving trust, becoming a member of the tribe. You will no longer be completely human, but of the species and energy that you have opened your cup to and been poured into. The tribe of flight. In the next couple of videos, I'm going to address some specific topics, and then after that, we're going to deep dive over several videos the theme of the purification of the magician. Purification is a very important novice practice. Till then.